Hi there, Coughlin616 here, how are you? Strawberry milkshake. Now, I apologise for yesterday when I posted a video that should not have been on here because it's very uncivilised. This is the Civilised Richard Show. And I'm going to be posting this video as a response to one of my favourite users, Protean View. He made a video, it was actually a response, his video was a response to Manx the Pirate, but it was on the subject of hate crimes. Now I'm going to ask you if you please would listen to this video all the way through before commenting. I know some of you won't, you can't help yourselves, but it would be very helpful because I'm going to cover a lot of stuff here and try and get it all in one go. Now, the subject of hate crime, the only video I've really done that sort of vaguely covered this was when I did a video called This Fight Is Far From Over, which was obviously my first ever response to the user Cockfail Mitchell regarding the Matthew Shepherd case. Now, the first thing that people tend to do is they like to get hung up on the word hate. I think the biggest problem with hate crime is the fact they called it hate crime, because people get hung up on the word hate crime as if it's supposed to mean that every crime that's committed out of hate is a hate crime, because obviously that's a bad term to use. If they'd have called it crimes of prejudice or crimes of bigotry, or I would have imagined that would have been a better term. So I'm not going to sit here and discuss the semantics of the word hate. That's not really relevant. What you did say in your video, Pro, you talked about why your sister. I don't care why you killed my sister. I just, she's dead. And the problem with when people do that is that they're arguing it from a personal standpoint of someone who's been affected by a crime, and that puts you in an emotionally biased position. It puts you in a state of emotional turmoil, and therefore, it can't be actually rationally determined. So that you might not care, someone might not care why or why not their sister was killed. They just care that she's dead. But those are not the people who are going to decide. That's not how you decide. Obviously, where laws come from and what they mean. Also, you bring up the analogy, and also people bring up the other analogy of crimes against. You use the crime about killing someone because they're short. Obviously, minorities tend to be the ones who are at this stage anyway. Minority groups are the ones who are who hate crimes are applied to. And you brought up the position of someone killing someone when they're short. Well, let's be realistic here. There is no real great historical accounting of people being murdered because they're short. There aren't anti-short groups. There aren't political parties running on the basis of let's send these short bastards back to where they came from, or whatever. So those analogies don't really work. But I do think that you're right in the sense that it shouldn't be. It should be a hate crime if it's going to be, if they're going to exist. It should be all-encompassing. They should include everyone, because on the off chance, it's not worth the risk if there's one person who's going to get killed just because they're short. I think that should apply. You see, human beings have this bizarre tendency to, when they find themselves in a position where something, they feel they're in a worse off position than someone else, their immediate position is that the other person should be brought back down. Whereas I feel that the best way is for, why not try and work to get your place moved up. People do it all the time with prison. They look at prison and they say, "Oh, life inside prison is too good these days." There are people who go to prison because life outside is, they see it's better for them on the inside. And the immediate inclination is, let's make prison worse. I'm like, why don't we make life outside better? And then prison can remain the same, and it's relative. You shouldn't want to live in a world where prison is a better option. So why not make life outside better? Rather than just because it's easy to make things worse, isn't it? It's too easy to make things worse. And human beings, we're naturally lazy, and we don't like to necessarily work as hard as it can to make something better when we can just make it worse. But the one thing I want to address with hate crimes is that people always the people I think miss first of all about protection. Yes, we all deserve the same level of protection, but we must also acknowledge that some people need more protection than others. And like I've said, I would be more in favour of hate crimes encompassing all groups, because anyone could kill anyone for any reason. You brought up the example that if you killed a child who was Latino, or a young person who was gay, you could be punished more than someone who is kills someone for a reason other than a white person who kills a white person. That's not really how it works. You have to actually prove beyond any reasonable doubt that someone. If I killed a black guy, which I might do, I never know. If I killed a black guy, for example. Other than being very stupid to have admitted it in a YouTube video, the biggest problem, the thing is, it would have to actually be proven that I did it because he was black. But the reason this is important, and people say, well, what does it matter? You know, why is it relevant? Why is it, why does it matter? Why, it's a crime, it's a murder, it's a crime. Yes, I agree. It's a crime and the outcome is the same. What matters, and this matters in all cases, what matters here is motive. Motive is relevant. Because the reason someone does something is how we determine how dangerous this person is to society. It's not about protecting someone more necessarily, it's about protecting others from this person. Because in the example of Matthew Shepard, which I'll use again, and first of all, he wasn't just killed. It wasn't just like someone went up and bang, shot him in the head. He was killed. He was brutally, barbarically tortured for in a just a sadistically extreme and vile way, and it was because he was gay. I mean, the guys admitted this. The guys called McKinney and Henderson, and their girlfriends admitted this too. So we know this to be true. So that's how we can determine. Now, if you kill someone in a moment of rage, or as an act of vengeance, or in a fit of passion, or because you're desperate, you're nicking their wallet, or they're stealing their money, or you did it by accident, you're mugging someone and you got carried away. Your motives, the motive of that person, is something that can be quantified and cannot be necessarily can make them less of a danger to the rest of people in society. Because if you specifically set out to kill a specific person for a reason that based on something they have done or for something that they represent to you, that does not necessarily apply to thousands or millions of other people in society. With the case of hate crime, what you've got here essentially is if you kill someone because they're gay or black, and that's your sole motivation for doing so, this is a different case. This means that you are more of a threat to someone because your prejudice has simply made you an instant threat. So if you've got a guy who kills someone simply because they're gay, you've immediately got these guys who, if they were let back into society, are immediately going to be known as a threat to gay. These are guys who will kill anyone because they are gay, or because they are black, or because they are of a certain religious denomination. And that is what matters in this. This is why, because if we know what the motive is, it determines how how much of a threat you pose to society. It determines the process of rehabilitation, and it means we've got to be much more careful and look for the nuances in their development. If someone kills someone because they're a drug addict, then if you cure the drug addict, if you cure the addiction, you've cured the person, you've eliminated the threat. That's easy. But when you've got people who kill people or commit crimes against people purely because of what they happen to be, these people pose a greater threat, and that is why that is the reason why that they are punished more severely or put into a more severe sort of a rehabilitation process in prison, because they pose a greater threat. And ultimately, we can't, if we just say you do this A and B, you kill someone, that's it, it doesn't matter why you do it, then we're eliminating motive. I mean, some guy who kills a child because he's a pedophile, maybe, or he's got. I mean, if a guy killed a child and for some perverse sexual practice, that would be more than a guy who, in a mad fit of rage, someone who shook the baby, so to speak. There's two different nuances here, and they can't be treated the same. Because if we treat them the same, we're saying that all these people who commit this crime are the same. We're generalising. And the nuances of why people commit crimes matter. But ultimately, like I said, I think it should apply across the board, because then that does protect everyone in the same way, and it means we can analyse someone in the same way. Anyway, so that's why I think everything's great. So, this is a... I do love strawberry milkshake. Anyway, this is Coughlin 616. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care of yourself and your mother.